Imagine a queen who married her brother, not once, but twice, to secure power over ancient Egypt. In a world of gods and pharaohs, the line between family and throne blurred. This is the story of Cleopatra II of Ptolemaic Egypt, sibling wife, queen ruler, rebel, and survivor. Let's begin with the background. Cleopatra II was born around 185 BC in Alexandria, as the daughter of Ptolemy V, and likely Cleopatra I, in about 175 BC. She married her older brother, Ptolemy VI Ptolemy. He had become king of Egypt. This marriage was typical of the Ptolemaic dynasty's strategy, a brother-sister union to reinforce the royal bloodline and divine status. Soon after her marriage, in 170 BC, Cleopatra II became co-ruler alongside Ptolemy VI and their younger brother, Ptolemy VIII, Euergetes II, also her brother. Thus from a young age, she held real power. Not just a queen consort, but queen regnant. During these years, there was external pressure. For instance, in 169–168 BC, the Seleucid king, Antiochus IV Epiphanes invaded Egypt, putting the young Ptolemies under strain and showing just how dangerous the regional politics were as the decades moved on. The dynamics of power shifted. Ptolemy VI died in 145 BC during a campaign in Syria. At that moment, Cleopatra II made perhaps her boldest move. She married her younger brother husband, Ptolemy VIII. This was the second time a sibling marriage for her throne. With this union, she bore another son, Ptolemy Memphis, around circa 143 BC. But the marriage to Ptolemy VIII was not peaceful. Ptolemy VIII, later mockingly titled Kakagetes Malefactor by his critics, married Cleopatra II, yet also later married other relatives, and engaged in deadly power. From 132/1 BC, the conflict erupted. Cleopatra II, backed by the Greek citizen population of Alexandria, opposed her brother-husband Ptolemy VIII and his new wife, who was also Cleopatra II's daughter, Cleopatra III. She seized the palace in Alexandria, drove them out around end of 131 BC, after years of fighting, exile, and intrigue. By 124 BC, a formal reconciliation was declared. The three, Cleopatra II, Ptolemy VIII, and Cleopatra III, ruled jointly again. A famous amnesty decree of 118 BC confirmed their unified rule. Finally, Cleopatra II disappears from recorded documents in about 116–115 BC. She had reigned as queen consort and ruler for decades through marriage, regency, and conflict. Throughout this story, we see a queen who married her brother twice, first Ptolemy VI, then Ptolemy VIII, in order to uphold her position, secure the throne, and play a major role in Egypt's Hellenistic monarchy. Firstly, incest as legitimacy. In the Ptolemaic dynasty, the marriages between siblings weren't just personal, they were political, divine, symbolic. By marrying her brother, Cleopatra II emulated the gods, pressed a claim of divine kingship, and bound two halves of the dynasty together in one body. The historian uses the term double incest when describing how she married two brothers. Secondly, power is precarious. Cleopatra II's reign was not simply comfortable rule, it was destabilized by internal family war, external invasion, sibling betrayal, and shifting alliances. Marrying her brother twice did not guarantee stability. The very closeness of the family became the source of conflict. Thirdly, legacy and erasure. Despite her decades of rule, Cleopatra II's story became more obscure than many male pharaohs. Her marriages, children, rivalries, they all point to how female rule in a male-dominated world had to navigate extra challenges. And here comes the ironic twist, the very strategy that gave her legitimacy. Sibling marriage also sowed the seeds of her conflict. Because when your most trusted partner is also your literal brother, the stakes of betrayal, succession, and power sharing become tangled. Her second marriage to her brother, husband Ptolemy VIII eventually led to her being displaced, her son murdered, and her forced flight. The tool of power became the instrument of vulnerability. In the end, what remains? A queen who dared to rule, who used the traditions of her dynasty to elevate herself, and who endured war, exile, and reconciliation. Cleopatra II's life reminds us that power inherited through family is as fragile as any conquest, and that even the symbols of divine right must reckon with human frailty. So here's the final thought. When you hear of the Egyptian queen who married her brother twice, remember that the very marriage that promised unity also opened the door to civil war. A reminder that in history, the lines between sacred traditions and political desperation are often thinner than we imagine.